Good morning, all, and welcome to the Planning Board regular meeting on Thursday, January 16th, 2025 at 9:30 a.m. And I wish everybody a healthy and a happy new year. Could I have the roll? Oh, please silence all your cell phones if you have not done so already. Mr. Hart, please call the roll.
Member Rosen, Member Brown,
Present.
Member Chinovsky,
Present.
Member Axelrod,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Mendelson,
Present.
Chairperson Goldenberg.
I am here. Okay, could we stand, please, for the pledge of the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could I have approval of the agenda? Is there any additions or subtraction to the agenda? Hearing none, let's move on. Swearing in we need a motion. Thank you. Could we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. Swearing into the public, for those giving testimony, please stand, or if you plan on giving testimony, please stand and raise your right hand to be sworn in by and provide testimony to the application you are affiliated with. Mr. Hart, please swear in these giving testimony.
By the authority vested in me as a notary of the state of Florida, do you swear or affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right, moving on. Approval of the minutes of December 12th. Are there any additions or corrections? Hearing none, can I have a approval?
Motion to.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. New business. Development order application number PZ 24-17, Michael B. Weisberg Trust. Application number 24-17 by Boat Lifts and Docks of South Florida, requesting a special exemption for the property located at 4748 South Ocean Boulevard, number LPH-6, to install a 24,000-pound capacity boat lift in slip number 25 of the Boca Highland Marina. Do any members have any ex parte communication to disclose?
Nope.
Hearing none. At this time, I now open the public hearing. Ms. Allen, please proceed with the application.
Okay, pull up the PowerPoint. Bear with me one moment.
Is your mic on?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
There we go. Okay, for the record, Ingrid Allen, Town Planner. As usual, we'll go ahead and start with the aerials for this particular project. The aerials do start on page 14 of your packets. There we go. Okay, so here we have the property. This is Dalton Place, and here we have the marina in this area. I think this is, oh, Jacqueline, I think maybe the batteries went dead on this. Yeah. Okay, so here you have on the aerial, the slip number 25, which is where the proposed boat lift is going to be located. Oops. Almost having a little bit of a problem with this. There we go. Here's another view where you can see that slip number 25 in red right in this area right here. As indicated, this is a request for a 24,000-pound capacity boat lift located in the Boca Highland Marina. The applicant has received FDP approval. I've gone ahead and provided the file number on page 10 of your packets. And when you look at that FDP approval, it does indicate that a separate permit from Army Corps is not required. Let's go ahead and look at the plans. Again, these are the 11-by-17 plans that are provided in your packets. There we go. So this is just a slip location, again, showing that slip number 25. Here you have the existing conditions. Again, the slip number 25 is noted there. And here you have the proposed conditions. So there you have a 24,000 pound capacity lift noted with 4 pilings. And here you have the lift detail. So according to the lift detail, the top of the lift is approximately 4 feet, 10 inches from the existing wood dock. I note in the staff report that the applicant hasn't superimposed the boat. I typically have them do that. And I've noted to the board before, it's not a requirement of the code. But that said, if they don't know the boat, I do have the applicant just go ahead and put a note, which I've highlighted in yellow here on the PowerPoint, that the lift will comply with that definition, which is provided on page 10 of your packets of boat lift, right? That the lift can't be higher than the superstructure of the boat when lifted. So here you have their second detail sheet where that note is also highlighted in yellow. I've gone ahead and provided some of the perpendicular docking regulations that we have in the code. The applicant has provided a response to some of the criteria on page 50. According to the applicant, the boat lift does not encroach or affect adjacent properties and slips and will not deny reasonable visual access of abutting property owners to the public waterway. And their response is that, given that there's other boat lifts in the marina, the property is zoned residential multifamily low density. So as the board knows, there is no marine side setback for multifamily residential zoning districts. The planning board has the ability to either approve with conditions, or deny the request. If it is approved, the applicant will be required to get a building permit from the building department, and commencement of construction shall be initiated within 2 years following the date of approval by the planning board. Staff did review the proposed request, including the plan set date sent received by the building department on December 17th of 2024, and finds it consistent with the special exception regulations that are in the code where applicable, and consistent with the town comprehensive plan and code of ordinances. So I'll be glad to provide any comments. We do have an HOA approval that's also in your packets. And we do have the applicant's agent here. We also have the property owner. We want to ask them any questions as well.
Do any board members have any questions from?
Yeah,
staff?
this one. Okay.
Roger?
I do.
So the perpendicular docking. So I see everything is perpendicular in
Right.
this marina, and I don't have a problem with perpendicular docking in here, but what was required to be able to get perpendicular docking, considering that the code says that it has to be at the distal end of a canal or a waterway?
Yeah, I mean, this marina has been here. I mean, right, you could see from the aerial here, everything's pretty much perpendicular docking. I don't know how or when the actual marina got built. I mean, obviously it's been a while. So I don't know what approvals they went through. I'm sure they went through the proper approvals, but
So was there Board of Adjustments or anything like that that made an approval, or what's
I
to stop
don't-
anybody else from applying for perpendicular docking at the termination of a waterway?
again, there's the regulations that are on page 10. We reviewed those. Those are there. These are the perpendicular regulations that we have in our code. And it does allow perpendicular docking so long as you comply with certain regulations, right?
Mhm.
So, given that everything there is already perpendicular with perpendicular docking, it was designed and developed that way. No. That's just the reality of it. But if we had somebody new coming in, and you all have reviewed other boats that have, or I should say properties that have come in that want to do perpendicular docking, I believe they were mostly on the Intercoastal Waterway. You know, they have to comply with the criteria, but this is already developed.
And the distance from the wet face, this is grandfathered in from the 25 feet?
There's no regulation of 25 feet in the code right now.
So right now, there is no regulation.
No, we have a regulation. You have to be in a waterway that's at least 80 feet in width, which this complies. But we don't have a 25-foot. That is something that may be coming forward, right? We have the commission considering amendments to the accessory marine facility regulations. That's going to go for a second read next week. So it may be in the very near future, but not
Okay.
right now.
I'm good.
Hey, Ingrid, I have a question. It's more of a
Go
general.
ahead, Jason. Your turn.
Thank you. I have a question. It's more of a general one because of our conversations regarding ladders. I'm curious how they made the determination where to put the ladders and why. I'm just more of a curiosity because of previous conversations we've all had about whether people were putting ladders in or not.
Yeah, I'll defer that to the applicant. They
Okay.
can come and answer.
Any other questions of the staff? Eve, go
Oh,
ahead.
okay.
Just a point of clarification. There's nothing that's changing the size of this dock space from what it's been before.
No, this space is the space. right?
Okay.
And then
And the
they're putting in-
spaces are consistent with the spaces that have been in that marina for a very long time?
I don't know if they're consistent with, I don't, staff, we don't monitor their spaces.
But to
but-
the point is, there's nothing about this request that's changing the size of that particular docking space.
The applicant's slip location, based on what they've submitted, it doesn't look like they're changing, they're not changing the size of the slip. The slip is what it is. And then they're putting in 4 pilings for the boat lift.
Thank you.
Yeah, and they can clarify that.
In the
Do we know
Boca
the
Highlands,
distances in there?
excuse
There's
me.
2 narrow turns there. Do we know the distances from one side to the other?
Which 2 narrow turns?
In other words,
Once the dock's in,
What?
what's the difference?
where the dock is, this area here,
Okay.
one here and then one over here. There's 2 narrow. I'm just wondering what, considering this sounds like it's gonna be a fairly big boat. And I defer to Roger on this. What?
24,000 pounds is not a big
Not-
boat.
No.
And it doesn't.
And Boca Highlands has already submitted a letter of approval
Right.
through them. So I personally don't see any.
Okay, I just want.
And again, I know the aerial's a little bit hard to see from here, but in your packets, I mean, you have some pretty big boats that are not necessarily on boat lifts that are parked. So they're able to maneuver. We haven't had any
Okay.
calls or complaints. I mean, even on the other side of the marina, you see on the corner there, I mean, again, it's hard to see. Let me
Okay.
see if I could point it like right here. This big white one here, that's a big boat. I mean, granted, it's on this side, but we haven't had any calls that
Okay,
that's impacting or not able to turn or what have
Go
you.
ahead, Roger. Go ahead.
So for perpendicular docking,
Yeah.
you have to meet all of these requirements or just some of these requirements?
So it says here, you have to meet all of these requirements, right? So boats moored at the landward end of a canal, all of this you have to comply. But again, this is an area that's already. everything's
understand.
You
And
understand, yeah.
I'm just trying to understand the
Yeah.
definition of the landward end of a canal.
The end, where this slip is not the landward end. I think when you look at some of the other canals in the town, what is it, like by Russell Drive, you have an end, right? The canal ends. And you've had some boat lift requests there. We brought in the marine expert because
So this is
location-
not the landward end of the
I
canal,
wouldn't
but we're
look- I
providing
wouldn't-
a special exception for it.
I wouldn't look at this and this is not the landward end. no.
Okay, I just wanted to
Yeah.
make sure that was in the record,
Grace.
that's all.
Yeah. Landward end is, you have the land and a piece of land, the land, and then you have a canal. Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's in the record
Yeah.
that this is not the landward end of the canal and we're providing a special exception for it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Roger. The applicant, you may now make a presentation, or if you do not need to make a presentation, do any members of the commission, this board, have questions of the applicant? I believe you do, Jason.
Yeah,
Would you please come up and identify yourself?
Swear them in.
I think he swore in.
Oh, he was here. Okay.
Yes.
Hi, Michael Weisberg.
Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah, my question, and it's more of a general question because of previous conversations held here on ladders. I'm bullish for ladders, but I'm just curious
Thank you.
what your feelings were, why you put the ladders in there. What was the purpose?
So ladders are already present. Wasn't placed by me. There's ladders that have been there for years by the beach club, Boca Highland Beach Club Marina that have
Mhm.
installed them on those spots. Had no choice. They're just there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Good for you, because if you fall. in the
Thank
water,
you.
You're gonna want that ladder.
Yes. It's a thing that we have, some of us. Do any members of the public who would like to make a comment on this application, please come forward to the podium? Hearing none, let's move on. The public hearing is now closed. Can we take a vote? A motion, please?
I make a motion to approve the application as stated.
I'll second that, the entire motion.
Do we need go ahead.
Vice Chairperson Mendelson?
Yes.
Member Chinovsky?
Yes,
Member Rosen? Member Brown?
Yes.
Member Axelrod?
Yes.
Chairperson Goldenberg?
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. We have unfinished business 2025 proposed planning board meeting dates. And so they are on the list here.
They're on there. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Hi, Steve. Do we need a motion, please, to approve the dates
They're on there.
as stated here?
Oh, here we go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, so it's approved. Thank you. Give me the papers. I'm doing it now. Thank you. Announcements, please. January 21st, 20. Too loud. January 21st, 2025, 1:30 PM, Town Commission meeting, February 11th, 2025, 1 PM, special magistrates hearing, February 13th. We will meet here again at 9:30 for the planning board meeting. Adjournment, is there a motion to adjourn? All in favor? Aye.
Mr. Chairman, I will not be present at the February 13th meeting.
Okay.